Welcome to This is Qigong, the 8th Qigong Institute podcast. I'm Tom Rogers, president of the Qigong Institute. We'd like to acknowledge the encouragement that we've been receiving from Podomatic fans for more podcasts. Thanks. Thanks also to people who are supporting the Qigong Institute by turning people onto our website and becoming members to support the website and podcasts. This podcast is about Qigong and Tai Chi, including what they are, their relationship to each other, why they're so vitally important, both personally and societally, and the science that describes them. There are several YouTube videos that go with part of this podcast. To see them, go to the Qigong Institute channel on YouTube. You can navigate there from the Qigong Institute website. Before launching into the podcast, I just want to say a short word about the Qigong Institute, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. The Qigong Institute website contains a wealth of information on Qigong, including the Qigong and Energy Medicine database and other scientific research, podcasts, Qigong social networking, information, spiritual and spontaneous Qigong, Tai Chi, the U.S. government and Qigong, how to get started with Qigong, Qigong in the press, recommended books and DVDs, and much more. The Qigong Institute is also on Facebook. You can help further the work of the Qigong Institute by donating so that we can upgrade the website, sponsor Qigong and energy medicine research, and promote Qigong and wellness. And now, this is Qigong. To understand Qigong, it's helpful to start with Qi. In some respects, describing Qi, spelled C-H-I or Q-I, is similar to describing the tactile sensation of an elephant in a completely dark room. Every observer has a different sensory experience of the same object because they're feeling different parts of it. Likewise, Qi has been described in many ways. In the West, there's one handy but not quite complete or exact translation for Qi, which is energy. In addition to energy, Qi has been described as consciousness, breath, creativity, function, and more. In fact, I once listened to someone at a Qigong conference recite hundreds of definitions of Qi from a Chinese dictionary, none of which were energy per se. But most people have a fundamental experience with life energy. You know, I feel like I have a lot of energy today, or I just don't have a whole lot of energy for that right now. I'm kind of wiped out. But feeling or not feeling energetic is just part of the picture. According to the Chinese, Qi is life energy, the animating power that flows through all living things. If you're alive, you have it. You're born with a certain amount of Qi, and you can acquire it through exercise, lifestyle, for example, emotional calm through reducing stress, and the environment, air, food, light. According to traditional Chinese medicine, to be healthy, you need enough Qi, and your Qi needs to be flowing and balanced. Not enough Qi manifests as a chronic condition. Blockage of Qi is manifested as pain or injury. Although many people are able to sense Qi, often described as tingling or warmth or fullness, Western science has yet to discover exactly what Qi is. But scientists in fields as diverse as physics, neuroscience, epigenetics, kinesiology, psychoneuroimmunology, and cell biology are making some amazing advances in the scientific understanding of the basis of Qigong, especially in the last couple of years. Western science has demonstrated that each cell in the body gives off and receives different kinds of energy: heat, light, vibration, magnetism, and electricity. For all practical purposes, Qi can be thought of as a combination of these different types of energy. In other words, Qi is bioenergy as opposed to, say, biomolecules or biochemicals. Unfortunately, Western medicine treats the different types of bioenergy phenomena as byproducts of normal cellular function instead of recognizing them as intrinsic to the function. We're used to the Western medical practice of treating our body, or mass, with drugs and surgery. We grew up with it, it's familiar, it's quite effective at times. But there are many side effects, and the Western medicine does not do very well with chronic conditions. It's based on a model of intervention, that is, treating symptoms primarily through pharmacology instead of focusing on treating the root cause of illness. True wellness and prevention of illness requires each and every one of us to take primary responsibility for our own health care and not disempower ourselves by believing that someone else, like a doctor, is responsible for our own well-being. We need to make the connection with our healer within, our natural self-healing capabilities. When you get a cold, break or fracture a bone, cut your skin, in all these cases, your body heals itself. Although the doctor may set a bone or suture a wound, he or she doesn't heal you. Your friends and family don't heal you. You heal yourself. You have a healer within. The practice of Qigong allows you to connect with and strengthen your healer within. In 1905, Einstein proved the equivalence of mass and energy in the theory of relativity. We're all familiar with E equals mc squared. Physicists embraced this newly discovered natural law and made incredible advances such as the development of nuclear weapons and quantum mechanics. By contrast, the medical and biological sciences have been much slower in researching and adopting energy-based as opposed to molecular or chemical-based, drug-based medicine. Another way to say this is that in general, physics is missing in medicine. This is a tragedy. For instance, an energy medicine-based cure for cancer was demonstrated in the 1930s, but research on this proven treatment is still being ignored and suppressed today by mainstream Western medicine and governmental agencies. Seeing our body's energy instead of mass and chemicals requires adopting a different paradigm. Dr. Roger Yonka, founder and director of the Institute of Integral Qigong and Tai Chi, has this insight about paradigms. If we are going to have a discussion about Qi in the paradigm of the Chinese, the first thing we have to do is shake ourselves fairly vigorously and say, do not try to use your normal paradigm of understanding things when you are listening to somebody else's paradigm. Do not try to apply your normal social, educational, or intellectual framework to trying to understand this paradigm. And this is a discipline in itself because we're habituated to making judgments from moment to moment based on the natural paradigm we learned as young children. You have to be able to unpack yourself from a paradigm just long enough to tune into another paradigm without somehow judging it against the paradigm you've used daily to survive. Urge yourself off one paradigm to be able to hear another, even if briefly. End of quote. Some researchers like to point out that to the Chinese there is no distinction between matter and energy. So Qi is bioenergy, whereas the Gong in Qigong is cultivation of that energy over time, or cultivation of your bioenergy over time. From the Chinese perspective with Qigong, you cleanse, gather, circulate, and balance your life energy. Western medicine calls this process psychophysiological self-regulation to achieve homeostasis. Whereas from an Eastern medical perspective, psychophysiological would be referred to as mind-body or body-mind or even energetic. Although the term Qigong was coined in the middle of the 20th century, the origins of the practices that now constitute Qigong predate recorded history. The practices were known variously as Neigong, Daoyin, Yangsheng, and others. And when you go back far enough, shamanism. Qigong is self-initiated health practice consisting of a combination of movement, meditation, and breathing. The movement component includes posture. There's also self-massage. Qigong practice puts the autonomic nervous system into the parasympathetic mode, the relaxation, regeneration state. This is the state induced by what Western medicine refers to as the relaxation response. Qigong can be done anywhere, anytime. Practicing Qigong is as simple as doing the 3 intentful corrections. Adjust the posture, breath, and mind. And consider this. As noted on the public broadcasting system program NOVA, all thoughts and emotions are energy, which means that you can affect them energetically through Qigong practices such as meditation and breathing. In our daily life, there are many examples of where our emotions affect our breathing, but we don't take advantage of the fact that conscious breathing can affect our emotions. In other words, by changing the pattern of your breath, you can change your mind.